Good evening. Welcome to ABC News Sunday. I'm Louisa Rebgetz. Clive Palmer has broken his silence over the job losses at his Townsville nickel refinery. 237 Queensland nickel workers were shown the door on Friday, despite revelations the company donated almost $290,000 to the Palmer United Party just weeks earlier. He spoke exclusively to the ABC from the Gold Coast late this afternoon.
Under attack but strident, Clive Palmer says he's done nothing wrong.
We're really heroes. It's a very successful story that this plant's been going for another 6 years after BHP was going to write it off.
237 workers lost their jobs from Queensland Nickel outside of Townsville on Friday. It's since been revealed the company donated $290,000 to the Palmer United Party just a fortnight earlier.
I understand it was for other services, offices and things like that they just occupy. You have to put down a value for these things when you report them.
Queensland Nickel has donated $21 million to Palmer United in the past 2 years. That includes a $15 million donation in 2013, which Mr Palmer says was used to establish the party and help abolish the carbon tax.
What other chief executive would go into Parliament to fight for his workers, put his money, and it was our money, on the line to protect their jobs?
Mr Palmer's resisting calls for the money to be paid back to ailing company.
That's just rubbish, really. This is a private company. There are no mums and dads' money tied up in this. It's not a ASX-listed company. It's privately owned by me.
He blames the Queensland government for failing to go guarantor for a $35 million loan to keep Queensland Nickel afloat. But the Premier says the business refused to hand over its books for scrutiny.
The priority for Mr Palmer should have been for the jobs and the workers at Queensland Nickel.
Well, that's just a cheap shot. Anna has never run a business in her life, never employed anyone.
Mr Palmer says he personally gave the refinery $2.8 million last year so staff could be paid for Christmas. But they're yet to receive details of their redundancies.
After we took over the refinery, we gave away $10 million worth of holidays for Fiji for all their families. We gave away 55 Mercedes-Benz, so they know that they can trust me.
Challenging times ahead for a man hoping to retain his seat in a federal election year. Anna MacDonald, ABC News, Gold Coast.